Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to Memily Makes, or welcome if you are new here. I hope you're all doing well on this another chilly day here in England. Yeah, I think that's us for the weekend really. I think it's supposed to get a bit warmer on Monday, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, hope you're all having a wonderful one. Today is the 15th of December, day 15 of Vlogmas. I'm not entirely sure how I'm keeping up, to be honest. It's been a lot of work, but really good fun, really good fun. I have been enjoying it. So I hope you've been enjoying it as well. Right, so here is today's colour. Beautiful, beautiful colour, this one. Really like it. There's a lot going on in this one. And we're getting really bright. Some really nice pink going on in there. Really, really like this one. And the painting that it is inspired by, it's been a long day, is Renoir's Pink Vase. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. Yeah, looks real good actually. Quite like that one. So yeah, I really can't wait to get this one into the project because it's going to really lift the shawl. We've been getting quite pale and quite muted, so it'd be nice to have some really vibrant colours to wake it up a bit. Right, so the shawl. Oh, before I do that, I do need to remember to say that the yarn, the Advent yarn, is dyed by Joanna Wood Paint. It's her 2022 Advent calendar and it is inspired by Impressionism paintings. I do keep forgetting to say it. I know I keep saying that it's in the description below and everything, but I really should say it. I should get in the habit. Right, so the shawl, my Advent shawl, is by Helen Stewart and it is the Dust of Snow wrap and it is designed for Advent knitting really, 24 mini skeins. Oh, hang on. that ball is just getting a bit tricky. Right, okay. So here is where we're at. Well, this was the start and then we bring it down. It's getting real big now. There we are. Keep going. And then this top section here is yesterday's colour. So my moth, oh, he's a bit tangled. My moth here is where I joined this colour. So as you can see, I mean, it's not a massive amount of knitting to do every day, which is nice. It is manageable, which is what I really, really like about this shawl or wrap. Really, really like that. And yesterday's colour looks really nice against the day before. So the day before was had quite a bit of white in, quite some nice bright whites. And then this one, a little less white, but it does fade really, really nice with that one and the day before that. Yeah, real nice, looks real nice. Very pleased with it. So that is the shawl and the progress. I will confess, I did finish the last row just before I did this this video because my plan was to finish it at lunch, but yeah, work. Just, I had another surprise today, so yeah, I need to keep that in mind. I had promised that I was going to finish the knitting yesterday, but yesterday just got away with me. So, real life, you know. Right, so I thought today I would show you a little bit of crochet because I have shown you a lot of knitting. And I just wanted to pad out a little bit just to give you a bit more than just Advent stuff. So here we are. Oh, let's hide that, shall we? An end I've not actually tied in, but never mind. So this is the Float Tote by Knitty Natty. Here we go. It's not going to play with me, is it? Come on, turn it around. There we go. The Float Tote by Knitty Natty. It is a project bag and it's crocheted. Worsted weight yarn. I think the yarn I used was paint box yarn. Bear with me. This one I actually have updated my Ravelry page for. So I have the yarn noted on my tablet just here. So that's the wrong project. Bear with me. Obviously I'm not prepared. Here we go. So the Float Tote by Knitty Natty. It is crocheted and the yarn I used, yes, it was paint box yarns. And it is recycled cotton and it's worsted weight yarn. And right, the colours. So we've got sea green at the bottom and then the main body is knit in steel blue. That's it, steel blue. So sea green and steel blue. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot I can say about this really, other than it's awesome and it fits a lot of projects. I currently store 2 projects in it, and it lives by the side of the bed for when I just want to grab a project that's I've not worked on for a while. It tends to house my projects that are in slumber, shall we say. But I absolutely love it. The only thing that I probably would change is I might use a yarn that's a bit stiffer. This one is quite floppy. So when it's sat by the side of the bed, I'll see if I can replicate this. Oh, it's not really a good representation. It tends to just flop. So that's a me problem. That's not a pattern problem, because the pattern actually recommends different yarn from the yarn that I've used. So yeah, completely a me problem. But I absolutely love it. I absolutely adore this bag, and I think it's so good. Perfect size. I think this was the medium size that I made. There's a large and a small. So yeah, this is the middle size. Absolutely love it. And you can knit, sorry, I'm so used to saying knit. You can crochet a base that goes inside and then some cups that hold yarn. I haven't done those, I probably should, but because mine is housing more than one project, that's why I've not done that yet. But I will do that because I do have many projects that use multiple skeins of yarn, and that would be quite a nice thing to add to this lovely bag. So highly recommend this project if you're after a quick crochet and you need a project bag. So yeah, highly recommend that one. Now, what time are we at? 6 minutes, right. I think I will show you quickly another project that I've got, but this one is a work in progress. So let me change the page, bear with me. So this one again is a crochet project. I really wanted to show you some crochet projects, as I said, because it's been quite knit heavy. And I know in my introduction video I said I'm a knitter who does a bit of crochet, but I actually do more crochet than I think I'm letting on. It's just I haven't done quite so much recently. That being said, this project I absolutely adore, but it has been in my long-term whip pile. So it has been on pause for some time. It does live by the side of the bed, but the problem with it is I can't crochet. I have to look at the crochet pattern that I'm working on. I can't watch TV, for example, if it's something that I've got to pay attention to on TV. I can't watch TV and knit, crochet. I can do it with knitting because it's just second nature to me now. Most of it, as long as it's not complicated. If it's complicated, forget it. But as I said before, I like to read in bed and I like to knit while I'm reading. So the way I do that is I've got a Kindle and I prop that up on a pillow next to me and have my knitting, and I just knit and read from the Kindle, and then obviously change the pages, but you've only got to press it, so it's fine. With crochet it's a different story because, as I said, I can't crochet without looking. I need to look at the project regardless of how simple or difficult it is. I have to look at it. So that's something I need to work on because that would be really helpful, especially for this project that I'm about to show you. So this is the Flatiron Shawl by Toni Lipsey. I'm going to stand up a little bit actually. Oh, I've got a really itchy nose again. So as you can see, there's not a lot to my shawl. It's, yeah, quite a small shawl. We started, oh, I need to sort my hair out as well. Started down here, and then see if I can hold that against the black part of my t-shirt. Totoro's not being very helpful. Sorry, scratchy nose again. Right, so we started down here, and then you do increases and decreases. Similar to the shawl, the Advent shawl that I'm working on. I'm going to take this hook out, hang on. I'm going to pull that out because I'm not going to be able to show you without, there we go. Right, so what we're doing is we are decreasing on this side. It is curling a bit, but yeah, I can't really do anything about that until I block it. So this side we're decreasing and this side we're increasing. So the difference being is that we are decreasing less on this side than we are increasing on this side. So we're increasing a bit more on the increase side, which means that we are actually getting bigger as we go. What can I say about this really, other than it's really good fun? It is it's crocheted in fingering weight, using fingering weight yarn, so it takes a while Obviously the Float Tote didn't take very long because it's worsted weight yarn, but because this is fingering weight, it takes a bit longer. But I love fingering weight yarn, so that's just me. But yeah, I believe it is a 3 skein shawl, so it's going to get real big. And yeah, as you can see, it's I think they call it asymmetric, so it's going to be like a funky triangle kind of shawl. But what we're going to do is when we get to a certain point from here, then we will start to fade in the next colour, and then you crochet along until you reach a certain point, and then you fade in the next colour. So I've got 3 colours for this shawl, and they're all very similar actually. So I'll show you those now. I'm not doing a very good job. This pattern is wonderful, and if you have a look on Ravelry, sorry, my crochet hook, there's a lot of photos of the project, and obviously Toni Lipsey on her Instagram, and she just has, I mean, Toni Lipsey is amazing anyway. If you haven't looked her up, her designs are absolutely stunning. She does a lot of Tunisian crochet. I'm actually after one of her books, well, her book of Tunisian crochet. It's been a long day, words are just not working. So the yarn that I'm using, I've started off with this colour. It's kind of a pale purple, and it's got a couple of specks of green, blues, pinks, you know, just the usual little specks of stuff. All the yarns that I'm using for this project are Lockwood Fibres. Absolutely love her yarn. Absolutely gorgeous. I've got quite a bit of her yarn. I need to actually stop buying yarn and use the yarn that I have in stash. So I bought sock yarn, so it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. All of it is fingering weight. And this colour is Wisteria Lilac. I mean, it's written on there and you can see all the details. Oh, there we go, of the yarn. But I do highly recommend Lockwood Fibres. Look them up, they've got some real nice stuff. Now I've got to try and get this back in the middle. I always, whenever I wind a skein of yarn up, I always put the band that goes around the outside of the skein, I always sneak it in the middle of the yarn when I take it off the wool winder. I will show you that actually in a video, because that's a little tip that I do. I did, I think it was Andrea Mowry said that in one of her podcasts, and yeah, ever since then I've thought that's a great idea, because you've always got, no matter how much yarn you use, if you've got some left and you just throw it in a leftover pile, you've always got the ball band in the middle, so you know exactly what the yarn is. So that's a really good tip. And as I say, I'll show you that in another video, maybe a tip video, we'll see. So the second colour, so the colour that I'm going to be fading this shawl into is this. Yes, it is. It's this one. It's a really messy cake. I'm sorry, really messy. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. But yeah, so full, you know, there you go. It's how it goes. So this one is Wisteria Purple, the same yarn base and the same dyer, based in the UK, Wisteria Purple. So Wisteria Lilac and Wisteria Purple. As you can see, there's not too much of a difference between those two, so those two will fade quite subtly. And then the final colour that I've got is a bit of a jump. It's this one, again along the purple line of stuff. I'm going to pull this out. I'm not going to pull both of them out because I'm having issues getting them back in. So this colour is called Nightshade. So if I hold all 3 together, you'll get an idea. There we go. So as you can see, these two are very, very similar to each other. But when we jump to this one, it should be quite a nice frame of the shawl. But yeah, that's just another idea of a project that I have in progress. And I'm quite glad that I'm showing you that one, because I'm kind of hoping that you'll remember it and then poke me in the comments and say, where is your flat iron shawl? I want to see your flat iron shawl. So yeah, please, if you see any work in progresses and I haven't mentioned them for a while, just give me a comment, drop me a comment and say, where is this project? I want to see it. It should hopefully push me along a little, because it would be nice to finish that shawl. And as I say, it's been in progress for quite some time, and it really shouldn't be, because it is a lovely shawl. Hopefully it will be a lovely shawl, because the pattern is stunning. Right, so I think that about covers everything. Yes, I'm doing all right for time today. I just wanted to give you a couple of crochet projects, as I said, because I've done a lot of knitting stuff, and I think it'd be nice just to show you a couple of crochet projects, just to remind you I do crochet. Not a massive amount, but I do. I probably should crochet a bit more. Once I've caught up on all my work in progresses, I can figure out where I am and actually make a plan of projects and start using up my stash. So that is definitely a plan for next year, is planning projects to use my stash for. So yeah, I could take you along on that journey. That'll be fun. Quite stressful, I think, for me. But yeah, so I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, just I'm really, really grateful, and I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.